that's not going to work out. So we're sitting here looking at the flywheel and the clutch pack and the hardware out of the original NV4500. So the more that I thought about it, this is just not a step that I want to slip on. Hey everyone, welcome back to Burk's Garage. So what we're doing today is we're looking at replacing this clutch kit on our NV4500. But one of the things I'm trying to do is keep my costs down also, but I want to push forward on the build, and I don't want to sacrifice some of the things like this right here. You know, that's the worst thing, is to put it together within a couple of months, you're slipping. So here it comes right back out. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to look around and see if we can come up with an affordable clutch that's going to at least meet OEM specs and maybe a little better. And with that, one of the companies I think I'm going to look at is going to be A Premium, and we're going to get to them from apremium.com. So what I'd like to do is take you along with me on the steps. So let's get it. So here we are at apremium.com. So a couple of things we need to do is enter our vehicle and search the part that we're looking for, and then we'll have a list of parts that we can choose from. So let's start off by adding our vehicle, which is a 2004 Silverado 6-liter in NV4500, and we're going for the clutch. So let's get after this. Hey, the package is here. Hopefully it's from A Premium Auto Parts. Let's go check it out. This is awesome. It's the clutch from A Premium Auto Parts. Let's go get it in. Yes, that is it. That's our clutch kit from A Premium. So what I'd like to do is get this thing opened up and compare that to the OE just right off the top. So come along with me. Start out by propping this bad boy up here so you guys can get a better view of it. Like a kid in the candy store. Here it comes. Look at that. A Premium clutch kit. Looks like we have an alignment tool or bushing or bearing. Oh, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Be easy with it. So just right off the top, 100% performance testing, and also meets or exceeds OEM specs. So that's a good start, and that's what we were looking for. We got to get in this thing. All right, the moment we've been waiting for, I have. Oh, this is great. Quick installation, grease packet. Got some more goodies back here. So let's grab the factory clutch. All right, so we just compare these right off the top here. And so when we look at this OE style, it's got actually longer fingers that stretch out versus the one from A Premium has one solid sheet on it. So that's the first thing that I've noticed. Now the second thing is the springs on this OE is actually just one spring versus the A Premium. When you look at it, it actually has a spring within a spring. So I did notice that right off the top, and it's a lot heavier feel to it than this one here from the OE side. But as far as groove wise, the height wise, the spline count, everything looks and also exceeds OE specs. So let's move on to the pressure plate. Go ahead and get the rest of the items out of the box here. We've got our alignment tool. We've got our bushing and also our hydraulic throwout bearing. All right, comparing apples to apples here as much as possible. So overall, they're both pretty heavy, as they should be compared to the clutch. Finger wise, this one has a much wider and coarse finger grip than the OE style. Everything else though looks just as the factory or better. So yeah, let's get this other stuff out of the way so we can start this install. This here is what comes in the kit. So what we need to do now is get the old transmission off and get this prepped to get it installed with the flywheel and get it back together. So one of the things I want to do is just thank A Premium for sending this out to us. This is going to help our build tremendously, and I'll feel a lot better at night knowing that I'm not going to be slipping the next couple of months. So what I'd like to do is get this inside there and then follow back up with you in a few months and just give you the follow-up on that. But right now, let's get this show on the road. What I mean is getting this trans off the engine, setting on a stand, and then we can start the installation process. Nice. Yes. It's all cleaned up and polished, ready to roll. So today's mission is to get this pilot bearing in, and what we're using is the old trusty socket. I believe the most important part is the outside ring of the socket actually sits on the collar of that bearing. That way you're not pressing in that bearing. And from what I found, I believe we need to just have this bearing sitting flush with the outside of the crankshaft. V6 models, I think it sits in just a little bit farther. So we got everything good and cleaned up. And we got to get this thing pushed on in there. All right, so a little premature on that one. Let's get this lined up in here. We're just going to gently take it easy. Make sure it doesn't start walking in sideways. It's looking good. We've already tested it on the input shaft, so we know it's correct on the input. There she goes. Not quite flush yet. Yeah. I like it. Moving freely. So next step, I believe we need to get this clutch and pressure plate on. Perfect. All right, so we've got our clutch here ready to go on. And this is a clutch from A Premium. It's quite a nice looking clutch, nice springs inside of it, nice surface. So I'm excited about this. So what we need to do is we need to get this on there. And with that in mind, we know our pilot tool actually fits in there, so we're good on that. We've got a clean mating surface on the flywheel and on the clutch and the pressure plate. So all we need to do now is get this in there lined up with the pilot bearing, seated flush, make sure there's no binding, everything feels like it's supposed to. So we're ready to wrap it up, get that pressure plate on here. Let's get it. All right, so here we are. We've got the items that we need to get this pressure plate installed. We've got our hardware, we've got our assembly lube, we've got our tissues. So all we need to do now is actually get this pressure plate on there. And we've got a certain torque sequence we need to follow, which is going to cap out at 52 is what the book calls for. So let's get this wrapped up. So yeah, this is the clutch and pressure plate from A Premium that meets or exceeds OE specs. And as of right now, I'm super happy with it. Yeah, we still picked up a little bit of dirt off of it. So yeah, glad we went back. Doesn't hurt to double check. Everything looks good. I'm thinking I'm in the right frame of mind here. So with that, we just make sure that we don't touch the mating surface. We get our dowels lined up first and foremost. One there. One there. Something to hold it in place there. Come 180 degrees, put another one in place. Make sure we got a good bite on it here. So yeah, let's put some more bolts in. Six of six. There you are. Starting out with basically no pressure, just getting them snug to the flywheel. Now we need to start stepping. And what I've got it set on as my start is 7. And we're going to take that in a star pattern. I'm just going to do a little bit of time here. Oh, we got a first click. Oh, second click. Bam, bam, bam. Again, I've got it set at 7 pounds. Click, click, click. All right, so everybody is at 7. You step up another 25% range. Go around and double check this one more time. Step up to about 30 range. what our little Haynes manual calls for is 52. 51, 52. Perfect. Nice. That's locked into place, and we're going to start close to that 12 o'clock. I heard it. I heard it at 52. Give that a little mark. We're good. Come down. Getting serious now. Give that one a mark. That's their dowels. Come over here to this guy. Two marks on that one. All right, just peace of mind. There she is. This is great. We're ready to rock and roll now. Yes, super awesome. Moment I've been waiting for. Love it. All right, everyone, welcome back. So this is our recap of the review for 8 Premium's clutch kit. So overall, I would say it's 5-star all the way around. Now I'm talking about the service, the installation process, the parts they sent with us, the communication, all in all 5 stars. So I would recommend, this process for you just the same. So what I'd like for you to do is go over to 8premium.com and check out your application and see what's available for you. In the meantime, I'm gonna get these two married and I'm ready to spin my wheels.